Good evening, guys. So, more Hispanic Heritage Month challenges today. I did a few earlier on. I've got to jump in and upgrade my Braxton Berrios. Just going to check today's dailies. That's not too bad. 500 passing yards, so we should be able to hit those dailies off. So what do we do first? Right, I think we're going to go into the store and just buy our bind players. So there we go. We've got an AKA bind today. So fingers crossed we get something good. Somebody that will be on the team. So we've had Marvin Harrison Jr. a few times, so he's not going to be making the team. Let's go with their one coin, 70 plus uncommon. See what the Madden gods have in store for us today. And we've got Joshua Dobbs, 75 49er. Right, we're going to list him just because it says there's none available. I don't believe that, but if we can get 4K for him. Otherwise, we'll keep him just because he's a 49er. Right, let's just have a scan at the rest of the pack, see if anything new has cropped up. See if we've got a gold player come back. No, we haven't. Still don't understand why that is. You probably noticed we haven't really made much coins in the last week or so since we did the pack buying and took us down to just above 1.5 million. We've only really made about 80k since then. Right, we're going to go into a lineup, and I can't remember if I opened the pack. Yeah, I must have opened the pack. Right, so let's go to our Braxton Berrios, and what we're going to do, I think we've got another upgrade. So yeah, there we go. So I think we've got one more to get our Braxton Berrios to 88. And we can always deconstruct him after if we decide we get more receivers and maybe we want to go with a left tackle. But what we could do, I never thought about this actually, what we could end up doing is, I'm pretty sure Tyron Smith is actually editable to be a right tackle. And because we're, as you can see, struggling on the right side of our offensive line at the moment, it might be that we could go with Anthony Munoz, and we can go in here, spend 500 training on Tyrone Smith at right tackle. I mean, what I might do quickly, what I'd like to check, because a lot of the time you will right tackle. So we've got Mike McGlinchey at the moment. I want to see what he's... Yeah, so he's an 83. Now this is an interesting thing, guys, with overalls, that generally overalls are sort of like an eye candy thing for you. That if we did move Tyrone Smith from left tackle to right tackle, he drops from an 87 to an 83, but all of his attributes would stay the same. He's not actually regressed any of these attributes, but the skill set that Madden ranks the overall on for a right tackle versus a left tackle will be slightly different. It might favour agility over some other skill level, but what it doesn't really take into consideration is whether you're left or right quarterback. So Tyrone Smith being at right tackle. So if you're a left tackle, most quarterbacks are right-handed. So obviously they're protecting what we call the blind side of the quarterback. So as he drops back to pass, that's the side where he hasn't got any vision, and that's where your money usually gets spent on the offensive line. Is your player that's protecting the blind side. Whereas before, when we were using Tim Tebow, it was actually our right tackle that was the most important position as far as the offensive line would be, because it would be protecting his the right hand side of the quarterback. So Tim Tebow would have his back to the right tackle. So the overalls don't really make much difference. It's just what EA grade the players to based on the position and what attributes it uses. So obviously, if you've got I don't know, a kicker, they're probably the best example. That if you've got a kicker with 100 strength, it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference to his overall. But if his kick power or his kick accuracy or his awareness, so awareness is kind of like the attribute that is one of the ones that impacts every player. Like you don't need a kicker to have 100 speed. It wouldn't affect his overall, but obviously his kicking attributes is what would end up affecting him. So the overalls don't really make much difference. I think obviously these will for returners when you're putting a player into a specialist position like punt returner or kick returner, but it's going to be looking at the attribute. I mean, let's have a look at his skills actually. So if we look at his skill set, there will be one for kick return. I don't think there's one for punt return. I think it's the same. I mean, they probably should call it return man or something. But as you can see, because he's got a 74 there, that at this position, we're going to see an increase in his statistics. But obviously, for the specialist teams, it's this kick return that's going to be a combination of what makes him an 87 or an 86 as a returner versus Heinz Ward only being an 82. Right, so we've updated our Braxton Berrios. So our receiver core is looking pretty good. I think we're going to swap out Stephon Diggs and Drake London. Just so that we can get Drake London at number 1. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure we've got one more upgrade for Drake. Or have we completed him now? No, we've completed him now. So Drake London's now maxed out. And he's an 89. And we've got Stephon Diggs at 87. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace Juwan Jennings with Braxton Berrios. So we've got 89, 87, 87, 86, and then with De'Ami Brown at 85. So that's probably our strongest group of players now at wide receiver. We're probably going to maybe upgrade our Michael Penix to be 87 at some point. As you can see, we're an 85 overall, so it would be good to start trying to play the ranked games. Interestingly, it doesn't look like EA have brought back out house rules, which is interesting. So I think our breakouts stuff may be over now. So we might be able to get, because we haven't used those tokens, it might be that we can sell some of those. We've got a new head-to-head ranked season that has just started. So we tried just standard regular season games. As you can see there, we lost our first game the other day, 14-3. So I don't know how many of these you can do, but obviously after 2 losses, you're eliminated. If you get 5 wins, then you get through to the playoffs. And generally you get more rewards here. I've generally stayed away from this stuff just because you get a lot of players cheesing you and calling the same plays over and over, or just people that have bought their team, and you just have no way to compete against those people. But it is a challenge. I think that I'm going to jump in to start playing some of that stuff, just because it gets a bit boring doing just doing challenges all the time, and I really regret not playing the online games when I had a high 90s team. When I played 2 years ago, I really should have been playing online then. I did win quite a few games, and back then when they had the separate competitive pass, if you missed doing your solo battles, you had to sort of win a couple of head-to-head games. But we'll give it a go. I'm a bit sad the house rules mode has been removed. I think that's mainly because of the Gridiron Guardians cock up the other day. Well, it was quick. I'm feeling we ain't got all the stars on that one. Let's replay it. It's because I didn't do the ball carrier moves. It's always easier to do it when you're rushing. Spin, hop, skip and jump. That should be 2. There we go.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
But I feel like I just need a better quarterback, and should be able to compete. I mean, not playing like that, we won't. Not playing like that. But we will see. We will see.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley hustling through to break that play up. Max Crosby.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside.
Not even any moves going there.
And made the tackle on the ball carrier.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he gets this only
We've got to go for it,
yard line.
surely.
Not near enough to keep the drive alive. They'll go for it. Here's Penix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got
Right, now we can try and work on these ball carrier moves.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here.
Yeah, I think the last time... Oh, you are joking me, Madden. What the hell is the point in that?
So the 49ers, they're getting set to go on offense. 1st and 10. Barkley inside handoff. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3 from the 43. Here's 2nd down and 7. They'll go to Barkley again.
And as I was saying in one of the other videos, I sort of semi-retired, or sort of had semi-retirement forced on me. just because of health. In the last year, managed to get pneumonia. I was really ill with it and an eye condition, but it means that I only work 2 days a week now. So Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which means I have like 5 days off every week, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So I'm definitely enjoying that. And I mean, it's a strange thing, really, because you know I loved what I do and what I did. But my my 19 years of bulimia started to really take its toll, and it was sort of why I ended up having to stop doing it, because it felt like when I was younger I could get away with it, that I could do these things and not see any negative. At least you don't see that there's a negative. There are, of course, negatives there. And in the last... Since I hit 40, I really started to notice it. But I think what my biggest problem was around 2015, I became anorexic for about 6 months, where I didn't eat at all for 6 months, other than the odd bit of food that I had to eat when I was being watched, and trying to keep that mask of sanity. And I look back on for any photos that I had took at that time. There's a couple of photos specifically that I see, and I just feel so sad, because I look so sad in the pictures. And I'd got down to something like 9 stone, and I was like a 28-inch waist, and I became obsessed with putting my what I still call my fat clothes on. And there's a couple of pictures of me where I'm purposely putting on these 36-inch waist jeans that used to be what I was wearing, and stupidly feeling proud that I'd lost all this weight. And you just don't see it. You don't see how ill you are. And it was around that time I went to one of the NFL games in Wembley, and we were in the Premier Inn, so I used to take my son with me to watch the game. And I remember being in the hotel, and the Premier Inn, there like pretty big mirrors in there, and I looked at my thigh, and I thought, man, my thigh looks like an arm, and I just looked so grey. I just looked grey. I think that was the thing that I'd noticed. And nobody else really knows how bad it used to get. I mean, I'd pass out in the toilet during the bulimia episodes, and yeah, not great times. Yeah, once I got to my 40s, things really started to break down, I guess. I think that
but he has a lot of confidence in his
My therapist said it's like an elastic band that you keep snapping it and pulling it to its full length and snapping the band back. And it'll stay an elastic band until one day it'll just snap, and that's that. Oh man! And you pretty much just lie to yourself. You know, you just tell yourself that, oh right, this isn't an eating disorder. I'm just making myself sick after I eat. You know, this is just something I do. It's not an eating disorder. And I remember being unable to actually say it.
And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
But luckily, therapy ended up working in the end. So
they'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bowers.
Yeah, so working only 2 days means that I've got more. I mean, I always like learning. Learning is the thing that I enjoy the most, and I was. I've been learning more and more about streaming, and I was setting up Streamlabs and OBS and adding them to my MacBook. I haven't got enough passing yards here now, have I? Right, where are we?
56 yards rushing for
we go to 2 o'clock.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling
get a few penalties.
I
don't know if I get sacked, whether it'll... Oh, you idiot, Lee. Well, that's not what I wanted to do, was it? I was trying to dive. But yeah, it's I think that's sort of how it works, but at least for me with jobs, that you might enjoy your job, but that's not to say that there are other things that you enjoy that you would rather do. So, you know, I love computers, and I love programming, but what made me interested in programming is that it was that entrepreneurial drive that I'd always had, and I've always had this entrepreneurial drive, but unfortunately for me, what ended up happening is I never felt I could do it on my own, I guess. At least not in the early stages. I think that it's nicer to work with other people rather than just do these things on your own. And
they'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
But when I was learning all this stuff about how to program, it was because I wanted to set up my own company one day, which I did. You know, I've ran companies, started the first one in the late 90s, which was web hosting. And I keep failing this, but yeah, it's definitely nice not having to.
They're getting set to go on offense. 1st and 10.
to think about work all the time and be able to learn some new skills,
From the shotgun,
because you
it's
just don't
Penix.
really have the time to do that stuff, especially when you're
And he's gonna get this
you know, I was still very much delivering,
for 3 last drive, hoping
and
this second go around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
but it's nice just not having to worry about any of that stuff. And
Set up to throw. Short throw.
I think if you've ever been entrepreneurial, I don't think that ever goes away. I think you'll always be that way. And I mean, that was sort of like the catalyst when I got made redundant for the first time. That was sort of the catalyst to try and set up a business, because as soon as that happens, when you're employed somewhere, and then suddenly you hear on the rumour mill that there might be redundancies, and all right, are we going to fail this again? I think we are, aren't we? Have I got enough? I need 15 yards. Alright, we're going to have to try and do a sweep here, aren't we? I don't think we've got enough.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And across the chalk into the end zone.
We've got it, but I don't think we've got enough yards. So we're going to be doing it again.
Barkley taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Niners go.
Told you. Damn it. But yeah, you're working for other people all of your life, and I used to think that you should make yourself indispensable in whatever job that you do. And the truth is that's never the case. That you're always going to be replaceable. And once you've gone, if you do get made redundant, the people that you used to work with, you're quickly forgotten. They don't remember you. On that day when it's your last day or whatever, there'll be, oh yeah, sorry to see you go and all this stuff. But they're just glad it's not them. They're not. They're. You can sort of see the relief when they know it's not them and it's you. And the truth would be they'd be going, "Oh man, I'm so grateful it's you and not me." Which might sound cynical, but trust me, guys, it's true. I had a feeling that was going to hit the offensive line. And
they are going for it. Penix.
If you do something for yourself and you set your own business up as well, you get an immense sense of pride. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not easy. It's there's a lot of nice things about being employed. You finish it. Well, you don't even do that now. I mean, back 25 years ago, you would pretty much start at 9 o'clock and finish at your 5 o'clock and go. Now it's sort of, we still haven't got all the stars. Now it's actually, in most jobs, it's expected that you'll start at 9 and finish at 6. and then when you add commuting in, call an audible 2 times. By the time you add commuting in, let's say, you're probably lucky if your commute's 30 minutes there and back. That's still an hour on top. And if you've got a family, young kids, especially when they're going to sleep early. If you get back 7 o'clock, 7:30, you probably don't even see your kids in the week.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Here we go, Shaq! Go!
From the gun, here is Penix. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers.
But, the good news is that with the advent of the internet, there's always something that you can do.
On 1st and 10, it's Penix.
Right, what else have we got to do here? Rush for 20 yards. But yeah, that's one of the things about not working though. There are other things that the first time I was made redundant and I was out of work for 18 months, and that's when we started our family. That's when we decided that it was a good time to start our family. But when you're working and you're doing a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, that feeling at the end of the week, you actually do miss when you're not working, because every day is sort of the same. It's like I was saying in another video that my Sundays now are sort of like. My Mondays are now like what my Sundays used to be, because I'm not working on the Monday, and I really like that, not having to think about Monday mornings, because they were horrible, clock watching when you work for other people. Right, so we've got the Estadio Azteca pack. Nice artwork there, EA. Not lazy at all. Is that all we got? We didn't even get an upgrade token. Right, where are we? Let's have a look how far off we are from getting an next token. I think that 6 away, right. Just carry on doing these. Rushing touchdown and rush for 20. But yeah, it's nice not to... I definitely feel privileged that I've been able to do this. But I guess my only regret is I probably should have done it earlier. Well, I should have kicked bulimia earlier is what I should have done. But it is sneaky, it creeps up on you. You don't see or hear the damage, and even when I tell people, I've told family members, people don't think that it's that serious.
Not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that.
And it's like, well, what are you doing that for? You'll stop one day.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They go to Barkley again.
Let's try and do the hurdle. Oh, nearly my own player got in the way.
That's going to bring up 4th and 4.
Yeah, we can probably get nearly getting Braxton Berrios upgraded.
They'll run for it with Barkley.
Oh, we haven't done it. Alright, there we go. But, and that's the other thing, all these computer games that I just didn't have time to play over the years, and now I'm like, I've got all my retro consoles out, haven't set them all up yet, and boxes and boxes of Lego sets that I bought that I just didn't have a chance to make, and now I'm like, I've easily got 30 years of entertainment where I would not be bored.
It's a gain of 3 for them. Still 3rd and 9. Coming up.
And loads of ideas for streaming as well, so
Here's another carry for Barkley. He gets him the first inside the 15.
like I said, I just like learning skills
All set up now.
and trying to help the missus with her crafts and streaming her crafts as well. Unfortunately, she's a lot more skilled at that sort of thing than I am, so sometimes I think maybe I should concentrate on doing the techie stuff for her to showcase what she does.
We will not get.
What's going on here? Why am I struggling? I like ripped through these yesterday.
Time to get the second quarter going. The 49ers
Now I've been
set up
playing it for
inside the red zone. Barkley gets it on 3rd down.
ages, and I'm not. What's the challenge goals? Right, I'm going to restart it again because I've already messed it up.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey.
But yeah, one day I'll probably go into more detail about this
And they'll come up 2nd and 8.
last 18 months.
Running right, it's Barkley.
Oh, here we go. It just feels, things just feel a bit raw still at the moment, but
It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Straight ahead. Here's Barkley.
here we go. There we go. Finally.
Touchdown, San Francisco. The
But
49ers pull in front.
I do want to play some other games this weekend. Maybe
It's
I've been saying that for the last few days, to be honest, but I'd like to play some GT7. I mean, I might try and do the dailies, do today's dailies, and time is it now? 8 o'clock. Do today's dailies and then maybe switch it up a little bit and maybe play some try and do my licenses in GT7.
To the air, Penix. Diggs crossing the field and bringing it in. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. Now Penix. Short throw caught by Bowers. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And looking to throw, Penix. It's complete.
Right, let's check these challenge goals because
And he's going to take it
we don't want to go in with a passing touchdown and when we need a rushing touchdown.
Stephon Diggs, a 24-yard touchdown.
Alright. I think we should have had our last upgrade token, so we're going to apply that to Braxton Berrios. There we go. There we go. So we've got our Braxton Berrios maxed out. Not going to give him any other upgrades yet. And I mean, we're probably going to make him a slot, being as that's his player type. Right, we're just going to have a look to see how close we've got to our challenges. Ten tackles, 500 yards. So we're not that far away. I'll have a bit of a break, I think, and I'll come back in a minute.